there in the fun-filled internet. I'm Andrew Rhodes, and welcome to Andrew Discusses, where I pretty much talk about stuff, anything and everything, and I'd like your opinions on it then afterwards to get a nice discussion going. Alright, I'm still trying to figure out an introduction for this video series, and it is not going well. Anyway, today I actually have a pretty cool video that I wanted to talk about. Now, as a lot of you know, I am a humongous fan of playing mobile games at this point. I mean, I don't own a PlayStation 2 anymore. I don't own a Xbox. I don't own a Nintendo. Okay, well, let me rephrase that. I have a Nintendo DS. I would love to get my hands on another DS Lite or even a DSi, and to really get my hands on Pokemon Black or White 2. So basically Black 2 or White 2, I don't care which. But I would love to get my hands on one of those, and another game system. Then I could play that game, really have a lot of fun, and transfer over my Pokemon again so they're not lonely sitting inside that lonely Pokemon White cartridge, slowly dying their existence away. Because I sure as hell ain't spending money on Nintendo's Pokemon Home and paying that type of money just to store Pokemon. They can bite me. No, I am actually a huge fan at this point of mobile games. And there's a lot of them if you know where to look and you actually read the reviews. Now, I play Puzzles & Dragons, Contest of Champions, but as of right now, I haven't been able to log back into it as of this recording because they recently updated their system to only take Android 6 or higher, and anybody that has below that is unable to play the game, and I haven't been able to log into it all frickin' day on my Android 6 tablet that I have as a backup, so not exactly happy, but that's for another video. Not this one, no. Today we're discussing stuff. I also play Sword Art Online, Integral Factor, but I mostly just log in, get my freebies, and log out. I haven't really done much in that game. Again, I kind of do that in Champions, too, but still. And then, of course, there is Lucid Adventure that I've been playing, and there's a few other ones that I come across every now and then. However, there's always some games that I remember back from my console days and my handheld days. Ones that I feel like really deserve a chance to shine. It really needs an upgrade. And there's a few dozen of those games that I want to talk about, but two in particular in this video. And those are Custom Robo / Custom Robo Arena and Golden Sun. Yes, I'm still riding the Camelot train here. I want another game, damn it. I am tired of waiting at this point. You have put us off for so damn long, I'm tired of waiting. So, here's how it works. This video, I basically want to talk about these two sets of games. So basically, all the Golden Sun franchise and Custom Robo and / Custom Robo Arena. Because it's the same concept, but two different games, and I'll explain what I mean in a moment. So, let's start off with Golden Sun. Let's just get the elephant out of the room. Since you all know I'm a humongous Golden Sun nut, and you probably saw the title, had the tag notify you, and that's why you're here. So, let's get on with this. So, I think Golden Sun would benefit from an online MMO-style game. Why do you say MMO, Andrew? It's a strategy game. It's an RPG. Yeah, and you can have that too, or you can also go two different routes then if you want. You could have an offline version, which is full-on RPG strategy only, which I would be down with. Don't get me wrong, I would be down with that. Or you could also go, or just have like an arena-style app too for it, like Golden Sun Arena, where it's basically you train up your character to get stronger and stronger using Psy-Energy and other weapons from like from the actual RPG app Golden Sun game that you could get, and go around and go to town that way. That would be a pretty cool idea. At least I think so anyway. And this would benefit a lot of people. At least I think it would. Because first off, it will be another RPG, and it would be a good RPG if you know how to do it. The story in Golden Sun has always been top notch. It has never fallen down the shithole. Okay, Dark Dawns might have in the middle and slightly towards the end, but it wasn't all a bad story. Poorly executed, I guess you want to call it. But still, I digress. I appreciated it. And here's the concept, basically, is that I really think Golden Sun would do well as a mobile game. I mean, with it being an RPG to begin with, you have to control 4 different characters, up to 8 depending on which games you play. If you're only playing the original one and you've never touched the Lost Age or Dark Dawn, then you only have to control the 4 characters: Isaac, Ivan, Garrett, and Mai. If, however, you're playing the Lost Age, you have to control Felix, Jenna, Sheba, and Piers, as well as the original 4. And if you're playing Dark Dawn, it's whatever. Well, but first off, be whatever you want to name your character. But in the game, it's Isaac in the first one, and Felix is the other character. But when you play their respective game, you can rename them if you want to and throw yourself in, which is a really cool thing about RPG, which you can include in this app too. But in the third one, you play as either Matthew or whatever you want to name the character. God, I can't even think of all their names. I think it's Tarogue is Garrett's son. Crap, I can't think of all of them. I know Elio's one of them you can get later on. Savette is a character. Crap, I cannot think of them all. That's Lemuel, I know, is one. Yeah, I can't think of them all. That's sad. That's really sad. I can't think of them all. Huh. But anyway, you get my gist of it, basically. You have 8 characters from the second game onward that you have to control. So, what's interesting in this is that you could make it turn-based, and there are turn-based RPGs already on the Play Store, at least the Google Play Store anyway, that I know of. And, well, they're not really fun either. I mean, I've played a couple of them, and but Golden Sun was always a fun turn-based one. But you could also make it real-time if you wanted to. With the newer one, have the other characters be controlled by AI, which, again, would be a pretty unique idea. And they can actually attack the enemy and do some fun stuff with it. Now, of course, you're going to say, Andrew, this sounds almost like Raid Shadow Legends. Don't ever mention those assholes in front of me again. No, it's... that was a good way of putting it, yeah. I'm tired of seeing their things. No. Basically, what I would say is this. The fact that you could do this game would be a really unique idea. It would take a turn-based RPG, turn it into a real-time RPG. Sort of like, oh, it's sort of like Tales of Symphonia in a way, which is another good game that could deserve a mobile version. Like a decent mobile version. Yeah. I know there's a Tales game for the mobile. I played it for like maybe an hour and then I uninstalled it. I just could not get behind it. I couldn't. But that would be definitely one. Have like a Golden Sun style game where you're basically playing as, you know, a select character. I mean, you can design your characters to be the really cool thing, since it would be an RPG game on a tablet or a mobile device. You could easily create your own character for this. So it could be like, you know, you want to give your character like a buff look. You can give your character a buffed up look. You can make your character really beautiful if if you're playing as a girl, or this or that. The story would basically just be that you're a descendant or something of the original, cast of characters from this. And honestly, Golden Sun does not get enough love as it is. I swear to God, it doesn't get it. I could do discussion videos, review videos, and rant videos till I'm blue in the face. And I've already reviewed the first 2 Golden Sun games. I have ranted about Golden Sun not getting another game. I have discussed, I think, Golden Sun not getting another game. So believe me, when it comes to Golden Sun, I can talk Golden Sun till I'm blue in the face and never get tired. And I know Zero the First is another one that could probably do that too. But all that said and done, it is definitely a fun experience. And that would be something that would be really cool. But then, like I also said, you could have sort of like an arena. Because one of the cool things in all of the Golden Sun games was a battle mode. And I'm pretty sure there was one in Dark Dawn, but don't quote me. I didn't remember playing it. But I'm pretty sure there was one where you could basically go to like a Coliseum-like place from the main menu, and you could battle it out in an arena. Now, granted, it was against any of the monsters that you had come across up to that point. Most of the time, it was a good way just to, like, kill a couple hours, or, hey, I beat the story, what is there? Hey, let's just go through a massive boss rush here and try to beat as many characters as we can in survival mode, where we get healed after each battle. This includes the hard bosses that you took on, like, when you were a low-level noob and you had no idea what you were doing, versus, hey, I could take these two out in my sleep. Yeah. And battle them over and over and over again, and have it be a random assortment of characters. That would be something you could do, but expand upon it, where you could be battling against other players from around the world. Like, you could take on a player from, let's say, Australia. Or you could take on a character or a player from Japan or from China or, anywhere, basically. I mean, South America, Greenland, Canada, Alaska, who cares? But you could take on another player from around the world, basically, and do battle with them. That would be a really unique idea. Have their characters and their skills, how they battle, go up against how you battle, and see who would come out on top. Is it going to be you with your characters or them with their characters? And you could sync the two games together, because it could be like, hey, look, I got experience points for my characters by beating them that can be transferred back to the other game. Because, of course, you're going to have somebody go, well, then there's going to be a massive middle finger on the leveling system. Yeah, if you've ever played a decent RPG game, the leveling system is crap. You could be the same level as the enemy, and it will still own your ass in a matter of seconds. Take my advice, personal experience here. I battled in a couple RPGs a boss character. I read up online or in the guide, because there were a couple games where I did get the guide, because I went in blind and I got lost, confused, or just middle fingered myself somehow. And I'm like, okay, so in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm the same level as this character. Why am I getting schooled by them? Because the AI cheats. Most of the time, it goes by a random number generator if it's a turn-based game. And of course, you're going to get owned. It's a boss level. So you're always going to have characters that are going to be stronger than you. But you're always going to have to grind for something. Like, hey, you have to defeat like 60 or so enemies to get past something. And that could be something that you could have, like a moment in the Golden Sun mobile game here. You could have that entire moment of, hey, look, there's an entire army headed this way. It's like creatures that are being controlled by darkness or something. And you have to buy time for the city that you're currently in, like you're helping the person in charge to buy them some time till they can get the defenses up. So you have to take on wave after wave of the enemy, and it's mostly like low-level opponents. But it's just a massive amount of them that you can't heal between. You have to do it in survival mode till the last one stands. And then after X amount of them are defeated, then it goes to a cutscene and have something like that. That would be a unique idea for a game like this. But of course, we're never going to get a game like this from Camelot, because they're still stuck making the Mario sports games, and that's what pisses me off. I mean, the Golden Sun was a massive success for them, and they're relegated now to making crappy Mario sports games. I am sick and tired of Mario playing tennis. I'm tired of Mario racing a go-kart, and I am really sick and tired of Mario going to the Olympics. Okay, I'm sorry, I am at this point. It would be nice to have a decent mobile RPG, especially one from the people that made a decent mobile RPG in the past. I think they would have a great amount of joy for this. But the problem is that we're liable not to get one. But if we would, that would be how I'd like to see it made. At least an idea or a thought to get them started anyway. And I still like the idea for like a split-off type of game called Arena, where you're basically battling other players from around the world. You're gaining experience. Now, granted, it won't be a crap ton of experience. So you're not going to go from like level 1 to level 90 or something by doing that constantly, because you're going to have to stop at some point. Like, it'll say, hey, look, You've exceeded the number of battles that you're allowed for today. You have to log back in tomorrow, or hey, you're only allowed this many battles a day, or you could buy some extra of whatever this. I'll go with golden tokens or something. They'll allow you one more per token, and there's where you can make your money. Some people just play like 5 times a day just to gain small amounts of levels that might help them out down the road. Like, hey, look, I'm like level 99. I want to hit level 100, or I want to max out, and grinding in this game is a bitch. Let me, go in here, go to town, and, have fun that way. That would be a unique idea. And that could work for any RPG game, too. Have, like, an arena battle on the side. But then that leads me into my next one that I want to talk about. And that is, of course, Custom Robo. Now, I loved Custom Robo when I found it. That was back, it was a game that came out for the Nintendo GameCube, and then there was Custom Robo Arena that came out for the Nintendo DS. I loved these games. Arena was a little better in some aspects, but I loved the 3D customization that you had in the first one. Although I could never make the character bot that you saw on the cover. I could never make my bot look like that, no matter how hard I tried. And even when it did look like that, or as close to it as I could get, it never looked or acted very good. But with Custom Robo, you had a really unique story that was panned out very, very, very beautifully. Even the post-game stuff was great, where you're basically going around and you're battling in tournaments to try to become the best. I remember playing that, and I had to use an illegal part, because there were parts in the game that were corrupted and evil, and I had to use one of those to beat the thing. And I lost points on it, but I made sure that I got enough to balance it out, because I could not beat the harder AI version. It just kept schooling me left and right. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this. So I swapped out the parts, went for the illegal one, and I did beat it then. And then I read online that that's what a lot of people had to do for it, unless they were really, really skilled or knew what they were doing, like right off the bat. I didn't, so, of course. But that's a game that could definitely deserve a shot on mobile devices. And for a shit ton of reasons. Now, there was a game that was out a while back. I remember playing it. Oh god, this was actually a fun game. What the hell was the name of it? Was it Exo Gear? I think it was Exo Gears. Yeah, it was Exo Gears. Exo Gears 2. That's what it was. I was playing that. I love that game. I can't play it now anymore, though. My tablet isn't compatible with it. None of my tablets are compatible with it anymore. But I love that game. That was a fun game. You can customize your bot, make it better, stronger, faster. And I've come across a couple that are really okay games in the long run. There was one that I played that wasn't too bad. It was called Gun Stunner or Gun Sniper something or other. Or Gun Super SPA, I think it was. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was exactly called, but it was a fun game too. But it had customization. And this would work out really well, because you could have, like, your mobile device, that's your, like, ID and all that for this. It's like, hey, look, your character in the game has to get a license to battle, bots, sort of like they had to do in Custom Robo. And how it could work is that you basically, your character in the game is using a device similar to your phone or tablet. Of course, it'll just be a phone for simplicity's sake, but you can play this on mobile devices. And what it'll do is it'll allow you to play the game like you are part of the story. And you can customize your robot, customize your character. Real-time battles be really cool. Being able to control it with one direction on the bottom, another one, tapping buttons to fire off, some of the weapons and stuff like that. Have a really kick-ass story mode. It could work so well for this. Especially the fact that we had Exo Gear that did really well. Like, I played it, I enjoyed it. And there are so many other games that had similar runs like that. That would work out extremely well. And of course, there's also the idea of just having Custom Robo Arena. as a standalone game instead no RPG aspect in it at all, where it's basically, your character is just a blank slate. You get a bot, you battle, and you become an underdog that keeps winning and winning and winning. The more you battle, the better your parts get. The better your parts get, the better your robot gets. And the better your robot gets, the more you win. Until you eventually become the greatest there ever is. You can level up your character. You can upgrade your bot to different body types. Unlock newer parts. And of course, somebody's going to go, well, what's the pay-to-win strategy? You can't just have a free game. There's going to end up being apps, and that'll kill it. Well, yes, you're right. That will destroy the fun of it, because a lot of mobile games do that, and that's something that does bother me, is that they'll throw ads in at inopportune moments, like every 5 seconds. So what you could do there is basically, okay, the parts come via what I like to call magical box system, where it's, hey, look, you get 3 boxes for $5. Inside, you're guaranteed one leg part, one arm part, like one leg, one shoulder, and one of 2 different types of weapons, either your left hand one or your right hand one. And you can go that route. Of course, somebody's going to go, well, that's loot boxes. No, because then you can also get parts from some of the other ones. Think Hero Bots Built to Battle, before it sucked. But a lot more fun. Whereas you can actually just get the boxes, or by paying for them, or actually just participate in the game and win them as you progress. So in other words, you start off at the lowest of the low tier, like you're in a rinky-dink garage doing backwoods street battling, and you win enough parts to suddenly go to the big, to go to the middle league for the low end. And that's where you finally start winning really big. You make a name for yourself, basically. And I think that would be a unique concept for the game. Yeah, I mean, that would be a unique, that would just be a unique game in general. I mean, it has the RPG aspect there, in a way. It's not a dedicated story, it's just you're advancing further and further up the ladder. It's got the battling system, it's got the creativity by customization in it. You can battle people from around the world, basically, and you just, win one of the parts. That would be a unique concept. At least that's an idea. Whether or not it would ever work, I don't know, but still, that's what I think. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you game for something like this? Would that interest anybody? Or if anybody from the powers that be are listening, is there any way you'd be able to make that happen? Custom Robo game for, mobile devices, a Golden Sun game for mobile devices. That'd be nice. Let us know. And let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Discusses. Thanks so much for tuning in.